This is the High Smart Showerhead, which is the very first smart showerhead that I have ever come across. It gives you real-time notifications about your shower, like when the water is at the perfect temperature or when you've been showering for too long and it's time to get out. It can also give you a way to visualize all of your shower trends and your consumption on water and energy every time you shower. And this showerhead was actually built by High with sustainability in mind because it has all sorts of water and energy saving features, which we will be going into in this video. We will also be going into the installation, all of the features, usage, and just an overall review after using this device for over a month. You may have noticed there's nothing to plug in and there are no batteries built into this, so how does it actually get its power? Well, this showerhead has what they call a built-in shower-powered turbine, which means that it actually generates electricity from the water that's flowing through it. The little turbine that's built into the showerhead generates all of the electricity that it needs to power its Bluetooth, its smart functions, and its LED light. And by the way, this is a very high quality shower head. I was actually really surprised when I first opened it at just how heavy all of the parts are. It's made of a very nice and thick brushed metal, and basically all of the parts are made of that metal, other than the tube that connects the shower head to the base, which is made out of PVC. And the design is really nice too. It's very minimal, but also has a nice pop of color. And this is actually probably the only shower head I've ever seen that has so many color options when it comes to adding a pop of color to your shower. So as you can tell here, I have the moon color, but they have actually a whole rainbow of different colors that you can choose to kind of customize it to your bathroom or to whatever your preferences are. So in general, and in my opinion, shower heads are pretty easy to install, and it's definitely no different with the High shower head. There is, however, a really nice feature that I have never seen on a shower head before that actually makes this one even easier to install than others. So basically, when you're going to install the shower head, normally you would have to use a wrench to tighten the connections and just make sure that everything is snug and not leaking. When you're installing the High shower head, you put it all up as normal, but instead of getting out a wrench, you grab this little wrenching mechanism that's built into the base. It normally just free spins on there, but once you're ready to use it, you'll lift that upwards towards the shower arm and it engages with the nut, so you can just twist that little wrenching mechanism until it's all tight and secure. So it definitely is true that you do not need any tools to install this because that wrenching mechanism solves that issue right there. But I would note that you might need tools to uninstall your previous shower head because those can be stuck on pretty tight, especially if it's been installed for a while. So as you heard me say before, the showerhead can actually alert you for a few different things, and it does so by using the little built-in LED to give you a visual alert. Otherwise, it can also give you push notifications to your phone. Now, to be able to actually use the smart features on this showerhead, you do first have to download the High app. You'll create an account and then connect it to your app. It does it via Bluetooth and it's very simple. Once you have the app all set up, you can go in and customize everything to whatever your preferences are. And that includes doing things like choosing your water temperature preference, so that when you turn the water on, you can have a much more reliable way of knowing when it's at the temperature that you like. Instead of putting your hand in, you can just look up at the light on the shower head to see whether or not it's ready based on whether or not it's illuminating the right color. And you can also have it do push notifications to your phone. So if you turn on the water and walk away from the bathroom, your phone can still alert you when the water is at your desired temperature. And you can customize the color of the LED for your alerts. So if you want it to shine green when the shower is at the right temperature and then shine red when you've been in the water for too long, then you can do that. So like I said before, the shower head was built with sustainability in mind, and being more water conscious is definitely part of that. According to what it says in the High app, in the United States, the national average amount of water used per shower is 20 gallons. So any of the metrics that you see, whether it's saying you saved or overused water, will be based on that 20-gallon limit. Then you can change it to be however many gallons you want it to be, so that when you're showering and you've used up that threshold at 10 or 15 gallons, for example, the little LED will illuminate and let you know that it's time to get out. And in a nutshell, those are really the two main smart features that this showerhead has to offer. But there are also a lot of other features that are built into the app, so let's go over those. The app is actually really in-depth, and it keeps track of all sorts of different metrics and statistics so that you can have some really good information about your shower habits and how much water or energy you're using while you shower. So obviously it does count the number of gallons that you're using per shower, but it also keeps track of how much energy you use, and it does so by estimating how much energy would have been used to heat the water to whatever temperature you showered at and for however many gallons you used. And having statistics like this can actually be really helpful in just knowing how much water you're using and how much money you're spending on energy just for your showers. Now let's go a little bit more in depth on the High app. When you first open up the app, it defaults to a tab called High Flow, which has three main sections. So at the very top, you have a little visualization that shows you how much water you either saved or overused based on that national average of 20 gallons per shower. Below that is the water section, which will show you how long your last shower was, how many gallons of water you used, and again, how many gallons were either saved or overused in that shower. And of course, it's very similar with the energy tab below that, because that one gives you the average temperature that you keep your water at when you shower. It also gives you the amount of kilowatt hours of energy you've used and the kilowatt hours of energy you've saved. And you're actually able to tap on any one of these metrics to get a bit of a more detailed overview by day, week, month, or by year. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, and it can be a little bit overwhelming at first seeing all of these statistics like that, but to be honest with you, I think that they did a really good job with this because they visualized it in a very simple and easy to understand way. That's something that I really like about the app, is that you can basically use those statistics sections as much or as little as you want to. You do also have two other tabs in this app as well. So on the right side is the My High tab. This is where you're going to be able to set all of your customizations and preferences for your alerts. Now, the other tab in the High app is the Rituals tab, which is on the left side. To be honest with you, I haven't really used this feature at all, but it is there and it does seem like something that's nice for people that might be interested in it. Basically, the Rituals tab has all sorts of different articles for things like mindfulness, self-help, meditation, how to use the showerhead, and all sorts of stuff like that. So again, this might be something that you'd be interested in. It hasn't really been a feature that I've used, but I can see how some people would like to have this because it does have some interesting articles that might help you through your day-to-day. Real quick, I did want to go over some of the sustainability aspects of this company because that is something that I really like about High. First and foremost, they claim that using this High showerhead can actually save 30% more water over the year versus a standard showerhead. They are also a carbon neutral company, which of course is always nice, and they have two different options when you purchase this showerhead. You can get a standard showerhead which uses 2.5 gallons per minute on your water, but otherwise there is also a WaterSense certified one that gives 1.8 gallons per minute. So if your goal is to reduce your water usage, then the WaterSense is the way to go. And these heads are designed to maximize water pressure and increase it. So even if you're in an area where maybe you don't have high water pressure, or if you're in an older house, getting a showerhead like this can definitely help to increase your water pressure. All of High's showerheads are sent in recyclable boxes that basically double as the product box, which I really like because it cuts down on unnecessary shipping waste. Basically meaning that instead of packing up the showerhead in one box and putting it into a second box to ship it to you, the shipping box is the product box itself, and it looks like a normal box on the outside, but it is still nice because once you open up that box, you still get all of the nice packaging and branding on the inside like you'd expect from a high quality product like this. Okay, so everything sounds good so far, but what are the cons for the High showerhead? Unfortunately, I do have a few of them that I wanted to go over because this isn't a perfect product by any means, so let's get into those. Honestly, my main gripe with this showerhead is that you actually have to open up the High app every single time you turn on the shower if you want to get notifications and to sync the data for that shower. Now, I know that this is likely just a consequence of the fact that it's water powered and that it's in such a small small form factor. And I think the reason for this con is that the showerhead is not constantly powered, so after a few minutes after your shower ends, it will turn itself off and then it's fully powered down. It won't turn back on or have Bluetooth enabled until you power it up again, and you do have to open up the Hi app to connect it to your Bluetooth and have it sync with your phone. So basically what that means is that if you turn on your shower and you do not open the Hi app on your phone, you're not going to be getting a notification when your water temperature is ready. I really do wish that that wasn't the case, because to be honest with you, even after over a month of use, the last thing I think about when I'm going to shower is grabbing my phone and opening up this app. And the same thing goes for shower data too. So basically, if you shower really early in the morning and then you leave the house before you sync it with your phone, and then you try to check on that data later, you're not going to be able to. You have to open up the Hi app either during or after your shower in order for that data to be synced properly to your phone. Now luckily this isn't as bad as it could be, because the showerhead does have some built-in memory, so if you forget to sync it with your phone a few times, it does not lose any of that shower data. So it does store it locally until it's able to sync with your phone, and then again, when it syncs with your phone, you'll have access to view everything, even stuff that you did not sync at the time of showering. Another thing that I've noticed while testing out this showerhead is that I don't really look at my showerhead when I'm showering. So yes, I like the idea of having that little LED turn on when it's time to get out of the water, but it's something that I, to be honest, have not even noticed one time after over a month of use, because I'm never looking up at the showerhead and I'm usually facing the other way away from it. So it's not really something that's worked, at least for me, as a visual reminder. Now, to be fair, this is probably something that I could train myself to do by just being a little bit more conscientious when I'm showering of looking up at the shower head, but I've just never really had a need to do that previously. Another thing is that I wish there were more options for the spray type. There are basically only two spray types on the shower head, which is a spray or a mist. Now technically you do have the option to adjust it by moving this little piece right here. All the way up is going to be spray, all the way down is going to be full mist, and you can kind of do in between modes by having it somewhere in the middle. But to be honest with you, that's not really what I prefer when I'm showering, is having just a full spray, and the mist isn't something that I really use either. So that is something that I kind of missed from my previous shower head, is just having different options for spray types. Another small design thing that I noticed about the shower head is that it's not actually going to be centered when you install it. And that's because of the design. Basically, the base of the shower head that you screw into the shower arm is perfectly centered, but then the shower head itself is actually connected to the base and to the right of it. So if you have a smaller shower area like I do, it's not actually going to be centered, and of course you can always just tilt the shower head towards the middle, but it's not the same if it's at an angle versus actually being directly overhead. Now the last con that I wanted to mention is actually something that I've had some internal debate as to whether or not to even include on this list as a con, but it's the price. This shower head is $200, and that is kind of hard to swallow at first, but I'm also someone who believes that you get what you pay for, and you do get what you pay for when it comes to build quality, having a company that's more sustainable and carbon neutral, and of course having all of the built-in smart features, a water-powered turbine. It kind of makes sense for the price. But if you just zoom out a little bit, just paying $200 for a shower head is a hard thing to swallow for me, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other people. What I was using before the Hi shower head was one that was from Amazon that was only $30. It had even more spray types, and it was the same WaterSense 1.8 gallons per minute. So yeah, that one was not nearly as high quality, but for $30 it got the job done, and it was very nice, I think, for the price I paid. So overall, I do think that my impression of the Hi shower head has been a lot more positive than negative. I have definitely enjoyed using all the smart features, the alerts, and being able to track my water and energy consumption for when I shower. It's been very eye-opening, and it has definitely led me down a path to be a little bit more conscious and mindful when I shower about saving water. Again, there are some cons that you'll want to consider before you buy this, but in my opinion, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives, and this would be a product that I recommend. I will have product links below if you're interested in checking out the shower head, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.